Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and thank you for joining me up here on the elevated platform of living, where your music and the world of magic and miracles live. It's the place where your perspective of everything is at a much higher vibration. I call out to everyone as family, our family. By now, you must realize the importance of your presence as the charter members of this emerging industry of magic and miracles. And as charter members with firsthand information, we cannot help but be the bearer of good news and good times that are coming via Swisindo and so much more. Our advanced intelligence is opening our vision. Our advanced intelligence opens the door to freedom. Without infinite trust, there is no freedom. With infinite trust comes freedom, or freedom comes with infinite trust. I spoke of this with Robert yesterday, and I hope most of you have seen his YouTube called Infinite Trust. And this has been a doorway for many who have since subscribed to our channel. The perfect example of infinite trust is a baby. They know nothing else. They have just arrived from their origin, and there is nothing else but immeasurable trust, which is the preciousness of a baby. And David showed me this, which I think is the preciousness. We do not become healers. We came as healers. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become storytellers. We came as carriers of the stories we and our ancestors actually lived. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become artists. We come as artists. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become writers, dancers, musicians, helpers, peacemakers. We came as such. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not learn to love in this sense. We came as love. We are love. Some of us are still catching up to who we truly are. When I met Robert this time, I arrived from a lifetime of experiences, memories, and so many thoughts. And he said, the very first day, he said, no thought between us, no rules, and no secrets. And everything will work every time. Living beyond experience, one's true identity is revealed. And the more it was recognized and is recognized, I grew into my certainty of who I am. The more I know myself, the more I can fly. Come fly with me as we view the greatest show on earth. And first, some Swisindo news. Thank you for being with me every week, and for the newcomers, welcome. You've heard a lot about Swisindo. I've given you a lot of details. I've told you what to do and how to do it and what's going to happen. But I just got something from Susan, and it's a YouTube that's available to everyone. And this is what she wrote. With the recent disclosures of presidential letters, backroom meetings, and classified documents, the real reasons for JFK's assassination and the corrupt world spiraling out of control becomes evident. The source of the calamity are those who have controlled the governments and deceived and held all humanity in a debt slavery system, while wreaking havoc globally through division and destruction. Now, like a phoenix, UN Swisindo has risen out of the ashes to restore abundance, peace, and heaven on earth. And you can see this because it is a YouTube on the internet. And as I watched it, and by the way, it's called Connecting the Dots, I was amazed to read that they said magic is in the air. Well, we know that. And the earth and her people are waking up. And many who came before us have attempted this work. And you know who they are. Abraham Lincoln said, "I see in the near future a crisis approaching that unnerves me and causes me to tremble for the safety of my country. Corporations have been enthroned. An era of corruption in high places will follow, and the money power of the country will endeavor to prolong its reign by working upon the prejudice of the people until the wealth is aggregated in a few hands and the republic is destroyed." Now, that was President Abraham Lincoln after the National Banking Act of 1867 was passed. And then Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd president, wrote in a private letter to Colonel Edward Howze, he said, "The real truth of the matter is, as you and I know, that a financial element in the large centers has owned the government ever since the days of Andrew Jackson." See, this has been happening, and people have been blind because it's just too awful to think about. But these men who were supposed to be in charge, they were finding themselves a little helpless. And there's one more from Theodore Roosevelt, who was the 26th president of the United States. And he said, "Behind the ostensible government sits enthroned an invisible government, owing no allegiance and acknowledging no responsibility to the people. To destroy this invisible government, to befoul the unholy alliance between corrupt business and corrupt politics is the first task of the statesmanship of the day." And that was Teddy Roosevelt. You could just see him saying that. And then we fast forward, and there's JFK speaking about the performance of certain functions affecting the Department of Treasury. And now we come all the way up to this man that I've introduced you to, M1, who is the keeper of the world's collateral. And he says, "It's up to the people now. They know that the powers that exist no longer care for them or the well-being of this earth. They must demand of their governments to accept the asset-backed funds and put an end to this debt-based system that is about to collapse. M1 holds answers. We are joining our lights to set the world free. Together, we can be a better world. The end of debts and the binds that it carries. The end of lack and greed signals the beginning of abundance, prosperity, creativity, and peace. M1 has shown us the door. We must walk through it with our full support and action. So now we have what you've heard so often is payments 1 through 11. And these are intended to be for the protestation, pardon me, that's a wrong word. And these are for the protection of all people and their inalienable human rights, especially the weak or vulnerable, and for the protection of each country, both national security and the protection of the physical earth occupied by each country. The air, the water, and all life. The environment that we all share. It was my honor to lead our Swisindo meeting last Thursday. And this coming Thursday, Susan has invited Honorable Ani, who is second to M1. She's right there. She translates everything he says and distributes it all to us. And also, she invited the head of the military as guests on our meeting. Thursday is the trial, this coming Thursday, as false as it is because they have not discovered any evidence of wrongdoing yet. And these should be, and yeah, there really should be a very positive outcome. And we're praying that it is so. And M1 is released, and positive plans for the future will be quickened. Remember, we are all invited to sign up for an account on the World Bank Group. Let me go through that really quickly. All you have to do is go http://finances.worldbank.org. If you don't remember that, I will be happy to send that to you. So once you get there, you have to sign up, and there'll be a place for you to do that. And you put your picture and some profile information, and then you'll see, I wish I had it in front of me so I could show it to you. And then you will have the opportunity to follow, well, you can follow me. You could put my name down. You'll see my picture. And in the upper right-hand corner, you just say follow. And if you don't like something about me, go unfollow. But you can also follow M1. And what that does, it opens up the whole world of M1. And if you put finances, you can see at a glance the financial picture of the entire world. Every country, what their debt is and what their debt has been forgiven and what their projects are. It's all very exciting. And I told you, you're going to have a front row seat. And this is it. And that's why I'm so happy you're coming here to hear this every week. So you're invited to open that account. Let me remind you that Swissindo.news is where you download your M1 voucher. By now, you know all about this. Which one is it? They're all sticking together. And here it is. You'll download it, print it out, see the square for your picture, and put your thumbprint on it. Not your social security, not anything else, just your thumbprint. What else? That's it. I think that's it. Yeah. You just put it in and you keep it. And stay tuned, and I'll tell you when you can take it to the bank. And I love that. Now you go down a little bit further and you come to the debt burden liberation certificate. And I know you know all about this, but I'm going to say it once again. Every debt you have incurred before 2016 has been forgiven. You have paid all the debts. Banks and whoever else has been borrowing against your dowry the moment you were born. So you're free. And just the same way as M1 has forgiven all the country debts, you have to know that you have no debts as well. We're all starting out on an even game board. And I'll go through here because you know this, but I'll say that every person, adult, will have their basic needs taken care of with payment 1 through 11. And the first one being that every man, woman, and child on the planet will have their basic needs taken care of monetarily. And every adult will receive $1,200 a month for life, in a total of $6 million. And I just read today that when a child is born, their inheritance is $6 million. And children of school age, up until the age of 17, will receive $600 a month until they're 17, and then they'll get the $1,200 a month for life. So that takes care of that one. But he's also taking care of corporations who will receive benefits. Countries will receive benefits in the trillions, and everyone will be on an even playing field, finally. Abraham Lincoln will be very happy. Remember, I say this every week, things are not getting worse, they're getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil and see each other as we really are. Now, every week I have been reading a portion of Robert's amazing book, There Is Another Way. It started out by just my telling you it's a wonderful book. And then by now, I hope you have all received and are enjoying our gift to you, which is the flip book version of Robert's book. And my plan is to put it all into audio as well. And by the way, I can't think of any better Christmas present. So feel free to share this with all the people you love. and say Merry Christmas. And just know that all our love is going with that. And this is where I left off last week on Sunday. And it's amazing because where I'm picking it up is so appropriate. Much of what is active in the world at the moment has been here in the background from the beginning, but only becomes available on special occasions when the influence of the general consciousness drifts to the background in the light of a special joy or excitement that strikes a glow of remembrance in the overall flow of your life. That special gift, exciting adventure, massive achievement, meeting with a friend, or to top it all off, birth of a child, will be felt and most likely remembered forever. The spark that comes with such special miracles connects every part of our being, leaving no separation between the physical, spiritual, and the unknown. The mystery of life becomes our deepest excitement. The greatest proof we have that there is magic within and capability to surpass all difficulty and jump into a state of elation is the sudden reaction to a home run or your team scoring in the grand final, or the reaction to an unexpected angelic voice or gymnastic performance. No matter what your condition may be, your immediate excitement will negate all difficulties and have you soar beyond life's conditions to a place of joy and excitement that has no limitation. Even a broken leg will not stop you from leaping in the air once you have excited your spirit and let it fly. The energies in the universe have changed, and the world is quickly following. It is not possible to maintain problems or negativity unless you continue to rebuild them many hundreds of times a day. Problems and negativity are no longer supported in this universe. I love reading that. And the time of preparation for this broadcast is a joyous time because I'm wrapped in Robert's words, and what's coming is very special. It's so special, and I have heard from many of you how much you have appreciated Robert's self-healing. And I've told this to you before, but pardon me, but I need a rubber finger here. They've thanked me for the self-healing information from Robert. And it's a task of joy. So now we're up to track 5. Before we spoke about miracles. And now Robert is saying, well, let me set the stage for you. In 2011, Robert and I were in Australia, and we received a request to come to Northern California and to have Robert give talks because his YouTubes are so amazing that they really wanted to meet the man. And we did. We came. As a matter of fact, I was in the middle of getting my permanent residency in Australia, and I had to get a special letter and taking it to immigration to say, we really have to go. So this was an all-day retreat at Ken Farber's house, and there must have been 30 or 40 people there. It was marvelous. And this is track 5. We get ourselves in an endless loop. But if we just observe both our divine essence and our body in all its glory start to perform together and put on a show for us that you wouldn't believe. And all we need is that infinite trust. And in that infinite trust, there is everything. The more you talk about what you're going to do, the more uncertain you get. Forget about it. Don't even bother. Be amazed with what you actually do in your everyday interaction with people, work, and all the rest of it. This will initially cause you difficulty because it's a demand that you do it the way it has always been established. But I can tell you from experience, the number of people that used to come up to me, look at my desk and say, "How do you keep your desk so empty?" I used to say, "I don't do anything." Yet I was running 2,500 people, all the paperwork, all the contracts that went through there because I allowed the flow. And they just went into the right places and never sat on my desk. And after a while, people believed I didn't do anything because they couldn't handle what was happening. And that's fun. They couldn't help. Yeah. You start to enjoy yourself. And so that drives you. A major contract comes in this thick, and you head through it, fix everything up, send it away for filing, and it's gone. And another one comes in the middle of it again, you just do too. And you start to really enjoy yourself because you can. The more you play with the impossibilities, the more fun you have with what people say to you. And I never went into a meeting with a notepad. I could sit for 6 to 8 hour meetings, not take a note, and I knew exactly what everybody said. And the second I wanted to forget it, I did, because all these things are fun. You can just pull them on and do the opposite to what everybody thinks you should do. The number of times where deliveries were supposed to be on a certain date and they didn't happen and everyone's in a panic, and I would say, "Yeah, that's okay. They weren't ready for it anyway." And sure enough, I get a letter or an email or somebody turn up saying, "Please don't send that stuff today. Please, not for another 2 weeks. We can't handle it. Don't deliver the ship," a big ship. "Don't deliver the ship this month. We haven't got staff ready to run it." And all the time, every panic turned into, that's how it's supposed to be. And so everyone got a pat on the back rather than the opposite, simply because it was a game for me to make sure that I didn't do it the same as anyone else. And really, that's what we're here to do, to have that game, to find a way like the kids do, find a way to play the game without reading the rules. And they do that all the time. This is how we're built. This is the fun and the magic of the flow that will allow our bodies to actually excite us and make us feel that we are welcome. And that's the job of the body. Just like I often talk about dressage, the rider and the horse together, a magic team, and you can feel the transmission. And in that transmission, it affects everybody. And the horse never lets the rider down. and the rider never pulls on the reins. So it's a freedom in life and a freedom in everything you do. And with that infinite trust, that freedom comes to you and you can't do anything about it. You can't even fight it because that's what it is. And you're not doing it. You just know about it. So everything that's pulling at you in this world will just stop pulling at you. And you'll find that you are so independent that if you decided to deal with someone to make a lot of money and it doesn't suit you, you'll just say, forget it. It will not even disturb you. You will know when everything fits and you'll act without even a thought or reaction. So, the next step with us all is to play with the infinite. The infinite, which is way beyond all concepts, way beyond everything we know. And I said I'd take you there at some stage. But to go way beyond everything you know, you can feel your heart just opening. You can really feel it going, yes, because we've had enough of the other, and that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to work in the infinite, not just in the unknown. And in the infinite, it's so exciting. You can feel yourself really jumping just by the words. There's no understanding. There's no need for understanding. There's no load. There's not even a description. But working in the infinite affects everything and everyone. And I've often spoken about if you want to move the light that's coming from a flashlight, it's no use grabbing the beam. And that's what we've been doing. We must go all the way back, not to where you can see the flashlight or where you have a concept of the flashlight, but way back into the infinite, where it is. And as soon as you have that feeling of infinite, you're powerful. You can feel it. You can feel the possibilities. You can feel the excitement because that's where it comes from. And the speed and the feelings that have never been here before, the capability and all the other words that we don't have. You can feel it flowing in, and we haven't done anything except mention it. So the essence of where we're going is way beyond not just the mind, not just the concept, not even to the origin. Past it. Now just sit with it for a bit. Sit with the infinite, and you'll feel what it is. Now, when somebody asks you where you come from, you won't have an answer. You'll just feel it and smile. And on the recording, Robert has asked there to be some music playing. So, music is playing. There it is. The infinite possibilities are music to our being. Feel the trust beyond all trusts. And that perfect straight line between your heart and infinity and beyond, and there is no point, There is no place to stop. It just is. Many of the things that have disturbed you in the past are just dropping away as you listen to your inner music. Look ahead and listen to the future as you live a life of magic and miracles in the totally random fields of the earth and its celestial partners. The dance and the music will take you away from the troubled world and hold you there forever. On Friday, I sat and listened to David, who moved me beyond my own awareness of where he moved me to. And I heard his poetry as he read. And when I read it again this morning, I really heard it. And I know the importance of being able to hear David's words again. So here is what he said. It's called Nature's Calling. Mountains, valleys, oceans, and trees. Mother Earth, Pachamama, I'm all of these things. Hear me, see me, I am alive. You breathe in oxygen and we carbon dioxide. We need each other. I'm talking to you. You're killing me, but I'm the same as you. Nature's calling. Nature's calling you. Open your heart and let your love come through. Nature's crying out to you. Open up your heart and let your love come through. Hear me. I'm telling you the truth. You forgot how to love me, but I'll always love you. Look at me. Look at me. I love you so much. The animals know me, but you have lost touch. I'm pure consciousness. I have so much to give. Be with me in stillness. I will teach you how to live. Hold me. Touch me. Let's start all over again. We can heal this relationship while there's still time, my friend. I said, Nature's calling. Nature's calling you. Open up your heart and let your love come through. Nature's crying out to you. Open up your heart and let your love come through. Thank you, David. And here's David's love letter to Gaia. I saw you at the time of your birth, a spectacular celestial event. You were beautiful, shades of blue and green, your body soft with curves and rolling hills. Your heart pouring out a beacon of love, unlimited for all who would inhabit you. You were a jewel in the cosmos, and I fell in love with you. I chose to shine my light upon you and support all life that chose to exist upon you. I did this because I loved you. I watched as some of those life forms abused you and caused you great suffering. In spite of that, you continued to love, and so I continued to shine. The time has finally come when I can be with you. I have waited for eons, and finally, you are free. We shall dance and play and merge. The new humanity will reside on the new you, and the new me will once again shine upon you. Peace and joy to you, my beloved Gaia. I am the sun, and my love for you is always unconditional. Wow. David, thank you. These are meant to be shared. Deep in each one's heart. And this last one is called I Am Love. I am love. I have been with you since the beginningless beginning. I was there then. I am here now. And I will be there always. Because nothing can be created without me. I am in every particle, sometimes hidden in the deepest, darkest corner of your individual existence, but lo, there I am. Even those who resist me and seem to have no part in me will return to me and find peace. My movement is effortless. I flow throughout all creation like the dance of the mystic. Each one feels me at the level that they are able to. And when that level is increased, they feel the freedom that only exists in me. A transcendent power that embraces all things without fear or blame, without judgment, and without a need for retaliation. I am love. I am always there, floating and drifting within your field, with arms wide open to receive you into my embrace. My voice is gentle, many times inaudible to your physical ears. Through me, you find balance in the midst of the polarities that you have come here to experience. I am love. From the ancient of days, I have watched over you. I planted my seed in you so that when you heard my call, you would awaken to your true nature. I am love, hidden and yet standing right in front of you in plain sight, beckoning you to surrender to your own acknowledgement of me in you and experience your majesty and grace and your royal essence. Like a river, we will meander through every world that was ever created so that the flowers may grow to produce a magnificent bloom. I am love. I hold all the many different fabrics of the universe together. Without me, they would disintegrate into vapor and dust. I am love. I am the blood that flows through the veins of all that is. Because of me, the heart is able to beat and the organs are able to flourish. I am love. Open your heart to me and see what I see. Feel what I feel. Come with me to a freedom that is above all freedom and marvel at your grandeur in the world of your creator. I am love, and so are you. Thank you for joining me and making it possible for us all to grow in love. I love you all. You are our family. And we here all join together in wishing you perfect life, perfect health, and a very magic future. Thank you.